The UN says there needs to be justice after Israel's double strike on a hospital that killed at least 20 people in Gaza, including well-known journalists working for international media organisations. Israel's military has now published its initial investigation into the attack. What Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu first called a tragic mishap is now being characterised as an intentional attack targeting a camera that Israel says was operated by Hamas. The Israeli military has not explained why it launched then a second attack minutes after the first. Governments around the world have expressed shock at the attack on the hospital. Now, the BBC, like other foreign media organisations, is not allowed independent access into Gaza. So our correspondent Lucy Williamson reports now from Jerusalem.
Hatem Omar ran towards the first strike on Nasser Hospital as a journalist. He left the second as a casualty. The shrapnel wounds to his head, back and shoulder, a reminder of how close he came to joining the dead. Caught on his phone, the blast that struck as he rushed up the hospital's eastern staircase to the body of his Reuters colleague.
The first explosion happened and we immediately rushed to film the scene. But as we climbed the stairs, we were suddenly hit by another explosion. It was extremely violent and powerful, deafening and blinding like the Day of Judgment.
This pain, beyond a hospital's power to soothe. And there's little healing in Israel's explanation of a tragic mishap. At the hospital today, the staircase normally used by camera crews hung splintered and empty. The question of why it was targeted by Israeli forces hanging on a military investigation. Tonight, Israel's army said that inquiry showed troops had identified a camera positioned by Hamas in the area of Nasser Hospital, used to direct terrorist activities against them, it said. It also described 6 of those killed as terrorists, without providing evidence. It did not explain how Israeli forces distinguished between television crews filming troops in Gaza and enemy surveillance.
Of course, journalism is a noble profession, but many journalists who have reported from Gaza, so-called journalists, are simply terrorists with a press vest on. Of course, we take journalists, the right of journalists to do their work extremely seriously. This is the most open country when it comes to a free press in hundreds of miles in any direction.
Israel does not allow international journalists to report freely from Gaza. Local journalists like Ibrahim Salama, a lifeline for news organisations, find their own lives in danger. His brother Mohammed, one of those killed yesterday. Those paid to ask questions are waiting for answers about who gave the order to fire at Nasser Hospital and then fire again as journalists and rescue teams arrived. Lucy Williamson, BBC News, Jerusalem.